I'm live. Hey, happy Record Store Day for all of those who celebrate. It's not really my cup of tea anymore. I collected records from 1965 to 1989. CDs came out in 1983, but I fought hard to, I resisted them, and then I finally caved. And then when I caved, I realized, wow, what a way to go. But hey, if Record Store Day is your thing, go forth. But let me just share something with you. A few years ago, there was a release by Government Mule, and they covered Rolling Stone songs, a live album. And it was Stone Side of the Mule, volumes 1 and 2, 13 songs. Now, this was not available on CD or download or iTunes, Apple Tunes, nothing. I really wanted this album because I love the Stones. I'm a big Stones fan. You see that back there. And it's a great album. But you put it on, and in a couple songs or 4 songs, you have to turn it over and stop the mojo, stop the flow, whatever you're doing. Get up. Okay, whatever. This is the only way it was available. And then, a few years later, what do you know? It came out on CD. And you know what happens when it comes out on CD, right? You can download it to your computer. And then you can download it to your phone. And now you've got those 13 beautiful songs. Where are we at? It doesn't focus. Anyway, I've got that album when I get on an airplane, when I go out by the pool, when I get in my car. I got that album. And for me, that's the way to go, man. I like looking at pictures and visuals and everything just like the next person. But for me, it's all about the music. And to be able to take that music with me wherever I go, it's cool. Something else I want to share with you. I don't know if you're aware of it. I got a couple things to share with you. I'm not prepared, but we fly off the rails. We go for it. So this little unit is called an Aurus. And what it is, it's a Bluetooth receiver. You plug it in to your stereo. Now, I have 4 stereos in this house. So I have these set up all over the house. You plug it into the phono. You plug it into the tape monitor. You plug it into the CD port of your stereo. And all your music on your phone is now being played through that stereo. So I'm a sucker for the 80 song playlist, man. I tell you, I love the 80 song playlist. Right around 80 songs. Doesn't have to be 80 exactly. You put it on, you go about your business. Hey, you got to hop in the truck. You put it on the truck. I mean, I've listened to stuff all day long wherever I've been. If I came to your house, back in the 70s, I used to bring my cassette player over to people's houses. Not a lot of my friends had cassette players, and I'd bring cassettes with me, 4 or 5 hours worth of music, and I just plug right into their stuff. So it's the same thing with this. If you have one of these, you got all your music. Now, the other thing about Record Store Day, I thought this was kind of funny. I just randomly looked up the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. So if you want the Beatles' Yellow Submarine album on vinyl, there's a lot of different price points. The highest is $45, but the median range, the average price is $19. $19 for an album. Now, I've had plenty of albums, and they've gotten pops and scratches and glitches and skips and all that stuff, and sometimes came right from the wrapper. It happens. But $19 if you want the album. You listen to 4 songs in that order, and then get up and turn it over, and then you listen to the other side in that order. Or you go to Goodwill, right? You go to Goodwill, and you pick up the Beatles' Yellow Submarine for $2.99. So my tip for you would be spend your money wisely. Be thrifty. I also picked this one up. The Beatles' Hard Day's Night. That's a good album. 13 songs on it. $2.99. I wonder how much that album is on Discogs. But don't get me wrong, I have albums. I basically just have them framed. I don't play albums anymore. I don't want to keep getting up. A couple years ago, I went to Vegas. There's a record store down there, a really cool record store on 2nd Street. It's by the Atomic Lounge, not too far from the Fremont Experience. And they had a grab bag. You could buy a bag of records for $10. Now, given you're not going to get David Bowie or something like that, but I got a Kenny Rogers and I got a Frank Sinatra, and I think I don't know if I got a Glenn Campbell or Willie Nelson, but I got some albums, right? And they were fair. So I came home and I'm all pumped up. I said, I'm going to put that Frank Sinatra album on. I put it on and I started cleaning the house. But like 15 minutes later, it's like, what happened to the music? That side ended, you know? So it's like, oh, okay, because I got spoiled with my, 80 song playlist. Yeah, and the other thing about used records, I'll just tell you this. I took very good care of my records. I really did. I loaned 4 records to some good friends of mine. I didn't want to loan them the records. Like I said, I took very good care of my records. And I got them back, and the inner sleeves were all wrong. Uriah Heep was with Bachman Turner Overdrive, and, it was just a mess. There was cake crumbs on one of the albums. And so, you know what? I said, that's it. I'm not loaning albums anymore. And, when people would ask me, hey, no, sorry, somebody ruined it for you. So I never loaned albums out. I loaned a David Bowie Hunky Dory album out to a girl named Debbie, a sweet gal. And I got that album back in like 6 months. Well, what Debbie did every morning when she put her makeup on is she played the song Changes by David Bowie. And that's all she played for 6 months. So when I got that album back, that album was trashed because that song was, it had been so overplayed. The rest of the album was fine. So that's probably in a record rack somewhere for sale. So I'm just telling you, beware. Same thing happened with the Doobie Brothers. Once were heroes are now vices. I don't remember the exact name of it. I think it was their 3rd studio album. Had Black Water on it. I loaned it to a gal named Patty. And I got it back. And I think she played Black Water every morning when she put on her makeup. I don't know what the heck's going on. But that's some of the things you're going to find when you buy albums. Other than the fact that you're going to get up in a few minutes. What's sad is when albums came back, some of the albums we bought, Pat Benatar and Rush, 37 minutes long. Well, when CDs were going strong, hot and heavy, when you put out a CD, you had about 78 minutes worth of music on it. So the consumer kind of cut their own throat by going back to albums. But whatever your format is, enjoy it. Now I hear CDs are making a comeback. I personally like to take my music with me. If I'm getting on a plane, if I'm going to someone's house, I'm getting in my car. If I get in my wife's car, I just put the I got some albums on here. Alice Cooper, I'm a big Alice Cooper fan, love it to death. And anyway, I've been listening to some Supertramp, so that's what just came back there. But anyway, I hope you have a wonderful record store day. And I hope if I was able to give you any tips or advice about the Aris, which is amazing. I think it's around $115, $130. Well worth it. I love it. I have, like I said, I think I have 4 of these. And also, if you shop around, eBay has some great deals on music if you shop around. Sometimes you can buy a whole artist's catalog. I needed some Hendrix. I got some Hendrix. I was missing some Rush. I got some Rush. So if you shop around, and then of course Hendrix and Rush are on here now wherever I go. So um, yeah, just shop around, but enjoy your day. And God, isn't music wonderful? I mean, we all need something to turn to and lean on, and I love my music. So be well. Bye.